I don't hang around no phonies. I don't really got no trophies. I don't know why God chose me. Got something in the cup, ain't codeine. Changed my style, they told me. Now they come around like homie. Man, y'all better back up slowly. Back up slowly? Who are you kidding? How could you doubt me? I've always delivered. Ripping the teeth out of the back of my mouth. The closer you get to my wisdom. See, my initial thought was the way, but what can I say? I had to come visit. Check on you guys. You doing alright? You're yearly socked. Yeah, that's what I figured. They cover their heads up whenever I drop. Shake the whole industry, put them in shock. Come out the clouds like a meteor rock. Then land on the earth like ready or not. Ain't no one like me to cream me the crop. Don't even front, but they give me some props. I'll pick up your body and throw it a block. Okay, I admit it, that's over the top. Not here in the headlight looks. Every time I step my foot on the ground, I get mistook for a lame with no weight to his name. Ground just shook, let's not beat around the bush. Even my B-sides throw him off like how's he do it. Some say I'm a great influence, I don't know about.
Welcome in, everybody, to the In Off the Bench podcast. Yes, Ava, I know that is the intro video from like the middle of 2025, but it's okay because it doesn't change anything. Elite guests, elite stories. We're going to get into it tonight. We got a special one. We're going to continue to talk Vandy. Ava, you okay with that?
We were talking about this before. I really do think, I hate saying this out loud, but some other teams other than LSU are growing on me. So I'm excited because now I'm a Vandy fan.
There you go. So we'll see what happens come, Friday when the season starts. But before we get in this episode, we have to plug the sponsors. Chinook Seedery, 8 flavors, mild to wild, less salt, no sandpaper tongue, the best in the game. You can bring them into the ballparks. A lot of these stadiums in the SEC not carrying them, Ava. I don't know why. They're in the dugouts of these players, but got to give them the fans in the stands. Obviously, Jesus Won Apparel, John 16:33, empowering young men and women to be bold in their faith. And, Ava, I'm not going to lie. We got a couple shirts being sent over to Vandy right now. Obviously Rooster requested. So, we'll get them repping in the black and gold. And the last but not least, Old Dominic Distillery in the heart of downtown Memphis, repping tradition. But enough of that. Mack, man, how we doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, excellent. I gotta cut right into it. I did not watch one single play of the Super Bowl. And, people ask me, you didn't watch the Super Bowl? And I normally do. And I said I had already just kind of moved on to baseball season. Where were you at? Did you watch the Super Bowl or are you already locked in for baseball?
I did watch the Super Bowl for a little bit for sure. At Tennessee Tech, I was blessed enough to be teammates with Carter Vrabel, who is Mike Vrabel's son. And so, just turning on the TV and cheering for Coach Vrabel was really cool.
I heard the game, though, itself was not the most entertaining. Like, keeping it real with me. Mack, was it kind of a boring game?
It was definitely a little snooze fest for sure, but, you got two really good defensive teams going at it, so kind of had expectations for a scoring game like that.
Ava, what about you? Were you at a party? What do we got going on?
No, I watched it. Was I impressed? No, but it happened. Would I say it was the best Super Bowl I've ever watched? No, but it was a Super Bowl.
As a football sideline reporter, if you could have interviewed anybody that was in that game, who would it be?
Okay, I'm an LSU fan, so obviously I'm going to say Will Campbell. That's a bad question.
Will Campbell had a really bad game. I don't know.
I know, but it's Will Campbell. That's what I'm saying. This is a bad question for me because I just want to interview him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
There was no one that wow. Also, the game went the way it did, so there was no one wow, I really need to chat with this person.
Ava, before we ask him all the questions, I got a question for you. I had posed on here. You went to Omaha to the College World Series last year. Can you believe at this point so many more people invest in a Super Bowl than the College World Series? I think it continues to be the most underrated thing in sports.
100% agree. I will say that as a football girl that really doesn't watch, or I didn't watch college baseball as much before, I think it definitely did something for me to go to college. So now now that I actually have people to cheer for and I have a team to cheer for, do I cheer for them more? Yes. But I think that goes for football too. I'll cheer for LSU before I'll cheer for any NFL team, and that'll stay that way for forever, no matter who I know. So I think that college sports in general, have a bigger fan base, or for me, I think there's a lot more to invest in emotionally than a pro.
I think what I like about the opening weekend is the amount of fans that come there that aren't locked in with a specific team. That's something you won't find. Usually your people who are going to go to Super Bowl are directly fans of the team. You go to that opening weekend of the College World Series, you have 25 to 50,000 people who are just there because it's an epic event.
Absolutely. I think Omaha this year is going to be super, super fun. I will be back. Trust.
The question will
the Ole Miss LSU game.
The question will Mack and the Vandy boys be there? We know our Tigers are going to be there. Just go ahead and lock it in. But will Mack and them be there? We'll find out after this interview. We'll know. We'll get a little better gauge on where Vandy's at. Go ahead,
So,
Ava. You got it.
We have to know, where are you from?
Me, I am born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Kind of, been there my whole life. And then went to Brother Rice High School for my freshman and sophomore year in the south side of Chicago. So I went to school with Zion Rose for a year. And then from there, I went to a few IMG camps, and, it was always just a dream of mine to just go out and do something on my own, especially for baseball, because that's when I really started to fall in love. So sophomore summer, I kind of just looked up online, like, best boarding schools to go to, and Baylor School was one of the ones to pop up, and, applied there and went there for 2 years, my junior and senior year, played with some really good guys. And it's been a blast ever since.
So Chicago's a big place, so that means that there's a lot to love. So what's one thing that me and Jim absolutely have to do if we come visit?
Oh man, one thing you have to do. See, I'm a diehard Chicago Blackhawks fan, so I would say you got to go to the United Center and catch a Blackhawks game.
So we've had this conversation with a lot of athletes, and me and Ava have talked about it. I'm told that playoff hockey is a must-do bucket list thing, that there's nothing like it. Like our other host, he lives in Tampa, and he never had watched hockey really before. And then he said he went to a playoff game, and he said it was better than any sporting event he ever went to.
Yeah, 100% agree. I was fortunate enough to have a really good childhood with the Blackhawks, winning in 2010, 13, and 15. And I remember going to games on school nights, especially playoff games, and I got to see the Blackhawks win it in 2015 at the UC, and that is the greatest sports experience I've had, as a spectator. I've never seen a crowd, more into it, and see a crowd get so loud. I mean, it's deafening. It's awesome.
So we talked about what's one thing that you would send us to do, but what's one thing that we absolutely have to eat if we come visit?
Deep dish pizza.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, so where? Because
you
this
remember
is a really
Zion Rose said the same thing to you, Ava.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Zai's got good taste too. I would have to say Lou Malnati's. You got to go to Lou Malnati's and get a cheese and sausage deep dish pizza, and it'll be the best pizza you ever have in your life.
If I remember correctly, Ava, didn't he break it down like in multiple different things, because he said it depended on what kind of pizza you were looking for?
It depended on what you were looking for, is I think what he said. I didn't know it was a science beforehand.
It is. I mean, if we're going to go there and this is like our one meal, we got to make sure we're going to the right spot.
That's valid.
Unfortunately, I know Chicago too well, Mac. I know it for the wrong reasons. I went to boot camp there for the Navy, and I did it during winter, which was miserable. Oh, yeah. And so my first impression of Chicago was not good. The interesting part was we went back to see the Cubs during the middle of summer, and I couldn't believe it was the same place because it was so hot at that game. And when I had left there was literally like a foot of snow.
Yeah, no, that's Chicago for you. You get all 4 seasons in 1 week or 1 day. It really depends on how Mother Nature's feeling that day in that area.
So you've had all great answers so far, so don't mess it up here. But who was your favorite athlete growing up?
Man,
answer wisely. There's a lot.
Well, the thing is, I didn't know he was from Chicago Ava, because it doesn't say that on his profile. It claims him as Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I never expected this answer. And so with that, Chicago has so many legendary athletes. I can't figure it to not be one of them.
Yeah, I was like, there's a lot to love. You're from Chicago.
Yeah,
so.
that's a hard man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to those in charge of your profile, man. They got you from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to them about that. I would. Oh man, back to that. I mean, growing up, it was. Whenever I go, I'm a White Sox fan, so South Side all the way. But growing up, Avisail Garcia was there, and we would always get, yes, that's the best hat right there. I love that.
I
We
was
would,
a diehard Frank Thomas fan.
oh yes, we would always get tickets behind the on deck circle for the White Sox, and when Avi was on deck, every time he would step on the field, I would scream, and I'm like 7 years old. I would scream Avi at the top of my lungs, and he'd always turn around and point at me. So, to have that small connection with him and always seeing him at the games, it's almost like we knew each other. So I'd definitely say growing up and just going to the games, it'd be Avisail Garcia for sure. And another mention for sure is Patrick Kane. I mean, Patty Kane and prime when the Blackhawks were the prime. I mean, that he was the talk of everyone. Like you wear 88 in Chicago, you knew it was for Patrick Kane. And I had all my year to travel ball growing up. I was number 88.
Nice.
So, what made Tennessee Tech your landing spot out of high school?
Yeah, that's it's a crazy story. So my junior and senior year especially, had a great year. I didn't hear from a single college, not one. And I was going to quit there. That was it for me. And I wasn't happy with it. But no college reached out to me, not a JUCO, D3, D2, D1, nobody. And it was a bummer for sure. But say about a month out from school starting for my freshman year of college, Coach Brooks, Ben Brooks, who was with Tech at my time there, he called me and was just like, "Hey man, we don't have money. We know you're a good player. We want to give you an opportunity. So, would you like to be a preferred walk-on?" And, I started buying into religion there. And, I just knew that was God right there talking to me. And he knew I wasn't done, and I took it, no hesitation. I visited there, and loved it, and signed papers right away to go in as a preferred walk-on.
Yeah, and I love that because so many guys come on and tell stories of how they didn't get any offers. It's wild, and sometimes even big names like a Charlie Condon was a preferred walk-on of Georgia, and they gave him a offer last minute. We've had plenty of guys who ended up going the JUCO route and then ultimately ended up finding their way to D1 and now even drafted. So it's really cool, like you said. When you look at that graphic that has your plan and God's plan, right? Like God's plan has all the curves, and sometimes it's got to be that way, right? You had to go through the stressful parts, but it made you grow, made you better. And speaking of, you go to the OVC and you absolutely rake, dude. Like, what was the biggest thing you learned playing for Tennessee Tech that you can take with you to Vanderbilt?
Definitely the mental game. And I wouldn't be where I am now without it. I joined a group of really smart people in that industry, Cape Performance, and they got me so mentally sharp, and that was a difference maker from my freshman year to my sophomore year, was honing in, journaling, meditation, visualizing, and carrying that over here. It's helped out so much. And I would definitely say that physically, like what I've learned my last 2 years is everyone in college is big. They can hit the ball hard. They can throw the ball hard. But, at the Division I level, everyone does everything so good. So to stand out a little bit, you got to do something different than everyone else. And for me, that was the mental game. And I have fully embraced it. And that's 100% the reason why I am where I am now.
Yeah, no doubt. And Ava, so we talk about on Seth Dardar's episode when we interviewed him, how cool it was that he hit a home run against LSU when he was with Kansas State. But let me tell you what Mack did. He did not hit but one home run. He went 4 for 4, 4 RBIs, 2 home runs against Vanderbilt playing for Tennessee Tech. Let me ask you, were you on Corbin's radar before that, you think? Or you think after that game he's like, okay, I need that kid in our uniform?
I would definitely say that game probably put my name out there a little bit, and kind of maybe like circled like Whitcomb's name in the lineup, and said, hey, we remember this guy for sure. I would definitely say that game helped out a lot.
I mean, it's a common story. I think back Chase Dolander playing for Georgia Southern against Tennessee, obviously just brought up Dardar. Last year, Murray State, the kid Dom Decker had the most ridiculous weekend against Ole Miss. Now he plays there. I mean, these coaches get to see firsthand what a guy can do. I'm like, okay, like I don't need to be playing against them anymore. I need to be playing with them. But man, you racked up 76 hits, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 15 home runs, 55 RBIs, 54 runs, 36 walks. I don't care what league you're playing in. Those stats speak for themselves. As a matter of fact, I saw the post you were tagged in. 643 Charts has you as the best hitting catcher in the country coming into the season. So, I talk about that. What's the pressure like coming into Vanderbilt, coming off Tennessee Tech? Because we know playing for the Vandy boys in the SEC is a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's obvious pressure in that. And, everyone goes through it. Everyone has some form of it. But to be honest, like this is a dream come true. I mean, Coach Corbin is the man that started my baseball career. So to have him as my head coach, it's like I keep telling people, it's a giant wave, and I'm just here to ride along with it and see where it takes me. But yeah, I mean, there's pressures. We all face it. We all know it. It's just, not giving energy to it, not really letting the outside noise affect you too much. And that all goes back to the mental game, eliminating factors that will deter me from my path of seeing how long I can play baseball, hopefully to the next level. But, those are just the little things that, if they add up, yeah, you feel it. But if you manage them and control them and talk about them a little bit for sure, then, that pressure becomes a privilege. And to feel it is really cool, when you look outside of it, because I'm in this opportunity to be on the biggest stage of baseball, to play against the biggest names and the biggest schools. And yeah, there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, but the opportunity to step on the field with the same team is bigger than any pressure that I feel.
So, Ava, this wasn't originally in my notes, but I hear that answer, and I had to go back to something I read. So it's not going to surprise you. So one of the cool things about Tim Corbin that I've never seen, we've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of baseball players from so many different teams, but he's the only one I know that does write-ups on his team, and you can find it there on their profile page. And think about the answers he's been giving us. And he said, a great addition to our program, has brought a very positive presence since arriving. He has an older, mature demeanor and consistently sees good in situations which help him transition seamlessly into our environment. They're like, Coach, like nailed you, and all your answers, cement that. So it's really cool that you're coming to this team. You're bringing that veteran presence, even though you're a transfer, you're bringing that maturity, but you have all that. But I got to ask this. I actually just got a notification from him because I went ahead and did it today, but I don't like to usually pick amongst our guests for different things, but I had to go ahead and submit Connor Fennell as my pick for SEC Pitcher of the Year because he's an absolute dog. So I asked you, Mack, what's it like facing that guy?
Oh man, Fennell, he's a different guy. I mean, he is outside the field. He is one of the most energetic and, bubbly guys. And then when he touches that mound, it's killer instinct. It's, it's no face. I'm here to do my job. And you feel it. You feel his presence the moment you walk up to that box. But that's what makes it so fun is, you're going to get a competitive at bat. You're going to get balls in the zone. And he knows it too. And he's going in there knowing he's better than you, and he will do his job. And that just makes it so much fun of an at bat. But yeah, he's got great stuff. His stuff is plus everything, his release, the ride on his fastball, his changeup, his slider. I mean, it's all above average.
It was pretty funny, Mac. I was talking with Luke Hill that was of Ole Miss last year. We were texting the other day, and he was like, lock up my boy Hunter Elliott for SEC Pitcher of the Year. And I was like, no. I was like, give me the guy who owned your entire team last year. And he goes, who's that? I don't remember who you're talking about. Anyway, and then I said his name, and he goes, oh, Ish. Like, he goes, he's still playing? And I was like, yeah, because he threw 7 innings, scoreless, 13 Ks against Ole Miss at Ole Miss. And I was like, he was like, I didn't know that. He goes, man, his changeup looked like a Frisbee. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's why he's my pick.
Yeah, no, Fennell is a great pick. I mean, he gets the job done at such a high level, and he's super consistent.
So I'm really glad that we got to have this conversation. Love those answers, but I love this question. This is my favorite question. Jim knows that this is my favorite question. Let's talk uniforms. We talked to Rooster about this a couple weeks ago. We have to know, what's your favorite Vandy uniform?
Man, that's
y'all have a crazy uniform kit too, so you got a lot of good options, I feel like.
We do, and this is gonna. I mean, the greens are great, but I would have to say one of their new ones. I don't know why it stands out to me like so much, but It's the simple gray ones with the Vanderbilt block lettering on them. I don't know why though. They're so minimal but so clean. That's probably my favorite one. I like we
Have
have
to put
this.
that
I mean,
graphic up for you, because I was thinking for sure, like you said, he would either pick Army ones
That's
or the black pinstripes.
Yeah, I really like the black pinstripes, but I'm glad we got a different answer because usually everyone's like, "Bro, I got to see the army greens." So
But I mean,
like,
y'all have, like she said, like the most elite kit. Like some teams have one or two good uniforms, but literally y'all got like every single one of them looks good. Like I don't even know how many. I know there's probably like 5 or 6 different ones. It's crazy how good of uniforms y'all got.
yeah, that's a shock too. A change from coming from Tech. I mean, we got most of our hats for this season, and it's like 7 or 8 hats, and I'm coming from a program where there was only 1 or 2. So I get all these hats. I'm like, well, there's space in my locker for this. Like, what? I have to keep track of 8 hats. Like, what's going on here?
Look, I've been in y'all's players lounge. I know that had to have been a drastic change.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was. I remember watching a video of the facility tour, and as I'm on my tour, getting walking around everything. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is real life. Like, this is crazy.
I don't know, like,
Ava is as nice as LSU's is. I don't know that anyone has a better players lounge setup. It's real nice, Vandy. That's what we need to do, Ava. Since we're going to Ole Miss and you're going to LSU and these other places, we need to just start not just doing the tours, because I do that, but actually like put them up, give the people the photos and let them vote on who's got the best facilities.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, man, if I was a baseball player and I was touring all these places, I love LSU, powerhouse for sure. But if I put on the Army greens, I don't know if I'd be able to go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what LSU does is smart. When you enter that initial corridor, they have the trophy right there on that hallway. And I haven't been there since this
I bet
past
that gets
one.
you good.
Right, yeah, but it's like you walk in and it's hard not to have that trophy in your face and just automatically think, okay, this is where I got to be.
That's also a science. So next up, let's talk walk-up songs. This is a touchy subject right now because some guys have disappointed us. What is your walk-up song and what made you choose that song?
I have Stay Fly by 3-6 Mafia, and I don't know, it gets me going. I don't know what it is. It's just I haven't really had a song like that either. I mean, last year was Welcome to Jam Rock, so that's kind of my vibe, but I was hearing this song play when we had to submit our walk-up songs, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is me right here. So I'm going with Stay Fly by 3-6 Mafia.
So Ava, it's a shame Daniel wasn't here. Like, that is the answer. Like, we're from Memphis. We grew up on that. It's not exactly the best charactered music, but it definitely is a vibe.
I actually like that better than some of the stuff that we've seen.
Yeah, let's just call it what it is. She's disappointed with some LSU guys. She's going to be at those games more than anything. And they got some boring songs.
I am just, in comparison to last year, the walk-up songs are not what they were last season, and I am greatly disappointed. So that means that there is room in my heart for other teams to come out and impress. That's what that means, guys. So last question before we play a game. How important has your faith been in through your baseball career?
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's still new for me. I got baptized 2 years ago, but it's everything to me. I mean, without God leading the way, I mean, I don't know where I'd be. He teaches so many valuable lessons, and what's so unique about him is, the times where you start to doubt his timing, that's the time where everything that happens to you is his timing, and it's so perfect. And I've learned, I used to be one of the ones that would question it, but I've learned to just let go of it and know that whatever he has in store for me, whatever he has in store for everyone around me is for a reason. And his timing is the greatest timing of anyone, because he knows what you need and it's custom tailored to you. And the moment I, embraced that and accepted it and talked to him every night about it, all my worries, everything goes away because I know, Big G's got me.
No doubt. See, God knew what I needed with Ava. See, Daniel became less and less available. Knew I was getting lonely in some of these one-on-one episodes. Needed somebody youthful also to help even out the ages around here. So definitely better looking. I mean, that's not even a debate. So, and then now she's all in on baseball. We knew she was a football girl. So Shout out to God for bringing you into my life, Ava. But with that, we're going to play our game. We always play different games, this or that, blind ranking, king of the hill. You drew blind ranking because you are the number 25. I knew that was an elite number. Been doing the countdown of days till baseball. We've had 5 in off the bench guests in college baseball that have wore the number 25. You're going to blind rank them without knowing who they are or who's coming next. You down to play?
Yeah. One's the best?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And if you don't know who one of them is, just put them wherever. But you should know. I feel confident you'll know if I. So first one, Brady Tigert, now playing for the Red Sox, was the closer in 2022 in Omaha for them, then the starter in 2023 and 2024. Brady Tigert, where are you putting him?
I'm gonna go 3.
Solid. That's always a smart way to start off. All right. National champion, first baseman, Blake Burke from Tennessee, now with the Brewers. Where are you going with him?
Oh man, I played against Burke and he hit a ball against us that I don't think has landed yet. He's got to go 2.
All right, got to go 2. All right, another national champion, first baseman, now with the White Sox, Tim Elko of Ole Miss.
Oh man, it's disrespectful to go 4, but I have to save 1.
There you go. That 3 is probably going to be the one to come back and get you. Nate Dome, now of the Mets organization, was a starter for Mississippi State for 2 years.
I'll go 5 for that.
All right, and you put the home run king, Brock Wilken of Wake Forest, in the 4 slot. But with this list, I just want you to know, notice those are the only guys who came on here wearing 25. Like, I feel good for your future knowing that you're in line with these guys.
Yes, sir.
No, a lot of these dudes hit nukes, so you're gonna have to bring that bombing that you did at Tennessee Tech over to Vandy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the plan for sure.
Just not the weekend LSU's in town.
Don't do though. Don't do that. You want to plug or promote before we close this thing out?
Just to anyone out there, whoever this reaches to, just to never give up. And everyone's path is different. You can go wherever you want to go. You just gotta believe in yourself and trust your faith and just know everything's going to be all right no matter what you do.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank you for joining us. If you like hearing his story or you just like hearing us average Joes, and as DB likes to say, Jills talk X's and O's, please like and share on Facebook, retweet us on Twitter, watch and subscribe on YouTube, head over to Instagram and give us a follow. Until the next time, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.